Against endorsing.
Hello everyone,
So,
I'm watching Hassan
Chiose is
playing this game.
Okay, he has decided to unseat Hakeem Jeffries, and let's get into it because I think that's a significant issue to talk about. For those of you who don't know, Chiose, who I've had on the broadcast before, who is also, ironically enough, part Chinese himself. That's literally, if you remember. He has decided to run against Hakeem Jeffries. As far as I understand, the DSA is actually pretty on board, or at least certain caucuses are pretty on board with Chi running against Hakeem Jeffries. But unfortunately, this is a massive. This is unfortunately a massive internal division within the DSA, or not even just within the DSA, but within the left flank of the party. And I will give you both sides on this because I completely understand both sides of the position on the issue. So, DSA overall is very split over, I'll say, yeah, part of the reason why I think DSA is partially split over Chiose is because he has gone back and forth on being a part of the DSA. And that's the reason why they think, like, oh, he's not a real one. Zoran is also now officially the highest prize that the New York DSA has achieved, right? And that's also another reason why the DSA is split on this issue. He's also a YIMBY opportunist. Stop. But basically, she thinks that he can unseat Hakeem Jeffries. It's not an easy race at all. You might be thinking, what do you mean, Hassan? Hakeem Jeffries is nationally very unpopular. Well, that doesn't really matter in his district. Because Hakeem Jeffries' district has two different demographic slums. Okay? You have the older black voting bloc that is very pro Hakeem Jeffries, and Hakeem Jeffries is very popular in his district. Okay? He is he's the leader of the Democratic Party as a black man from his own district. Like, of course, that is very important. And he is very popular in his district for that reason. And then there's also like the what Hakeem Jeffries calls the gentrifiers, right? The people who have moved into the district, younger, college educated, diverse. Those people are much more malleable and much more excited about endorsing or voting for Chi and primarying out Hakeem Jeffries, but they are not as large of a population in this district as the older established the base that is firmly committed to. Okay? And I've been thinking about this as far as Chi's position. He says we have to unseat as many establishment Democrats as possible. Do not do that. They will, no matter what they say and do right now, they will always do everything in their power to elect. And he's right. He is absolutely right. Okay? He's not wrong. He is completely correct. But this is like me turn against APAC. You are not thinking clearly. If you think that, like, the older black voters don't value that is insulting our person to a much higher priority in any case, the reason why there's such a division is obviously AMC and many others.
Sorry, I forgot I was recording.
They don't want to rock the boat for two reasons. One, they don't want to create too much discontent towards the left flank by going after the highest party. Because Hakeem Jeffries is the leader, okay? He is the minority leader in the House of Representatives. He is Nancy Pelosi's replacement in the Democratic Party. It's a if you go after the king, you best not miss moment, right? And obviously, Zoran has a lot of work cut out for him. He has a very job that he won resoundingly. And now the hard part will begin in terms of governance, in terms of being a good mayor, in terms of continuing his agenda, delivering on his promises. Because he understands that his performance is going to determine whether or not the left flank of the Democratic Party can actually prove that they can deliver on their agenda and be resoundingly popular and potentially take out more and more establishment Democrats and deliver for the people. Okay? Sorry to say this, but you need Black Raisins to win against Jeffries. Okay, she also is. He's been in this. He's not only a House Lobby head, but he's been on my stream. Okay? That doesn't matter in this situation. So, the reason why I think they're worried is twofold. Because a lot of people actually just hear, oh, you shouldn't run because Hakeem Jeffries is going to be vindictive against the left flank and unseat whatever left flank candidates that he can. That's going to happen no matter what. The actual reason why I think Zoran and AOC and others are afraid is because they're worried that this is going to be a poor performance and cut away at the momentum that the left has gotten so far. Okay? That is the reason why they are afraid. They're not necessarily just afraid of rocking the boat, even though that is a consideration, but they're also afraid that this will be a nationally publicized race and it will be seen as proof that establishment Democrats still have power and that the left flank is not actually super popular. But as far as Hakeem Jeffries' national performance goes, this most likely will be the least popular he ever will be. So if you want to unseat someone like that, if you want to take out a major enemy of progress, a major enemy of the left flank of the party, this might be the most opportune time to do so. And I think that is another reason why she's interested in doing it. Building on the momentum that existed from Zoran, and then on top of that, actively trying to unseat hurdles against the progressive flank of the party. However, the DS is also not as well funded as a machine, and they probably have different considerations, like why don't we spend our efforts on easier wins rather than a heavily publicized national race. So basically, it's a gamble, and it's a big one. Okay, it is a major gamble, and that is the reason why a lot of people are conflicted on this issue. I have said already that if you are going after an establishment candidate, I will stand by your side. So of course, I understand these considerations, but I still think that Hakeem Jeffries is always going to be an enemy of the left, an enemy of progress, and therefore trying to go after him and trying to unseat him isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's my attitude at least. I think that ultimately running against Hakeem is also a good thing, because this is the only way that you can move politicians on any issue whatsoever. And I do think that she also run against Hakeem Jeffries in the worst case scenario will still cause Hakeem Jeffries to take a more pro-left position. It will force Hakeem Jeffries to be more open to the left. Now, how real that, or what that will look like, I don't know, or how real that will be, I do not know. You know that he will take that position. It's the same as like unions, right? Even the threat of collective action or the threat of a labor union forming immediately causes the managers to reconsider the wages, and your wages immediately go up. That's such cold, man. No, that's not cold. It's just reality. I'm simply stating I don't know if that's going to lead to any tangible policies. I don't think it will, but he will at least present himself as more progressive. That's just always how it goes. I think that I don't know what Chi's like background looks like in terms of Oppo, but the problem is not having Zoran Mamdani on his side and not having AOC on his side is going to make this impossible. It was already a big gamble to begin with. And it's already quite difficult of an undertaking. And that is the reason why the DSA is conflicted on it. But I think I gave you guys a fairly decent assessment of why the different camps are moving in the way that they are moving. I do not think Hakeem Jeffries is a good politician. I do not think that he is good for progress. I do not think he's good for even the Democratic Party in general. Okay? But none of that matters in this situation in terms of the calculations that AOC and Zoran and many others on the left flank are doing. I don't get it. Zoran was polling at 1% when he started. What is the difference? There are major differences. Zoran was going after an incumbent mayor that was deeply unpopular, that had tremendous controversy surrounding him, and although it was a crowded primary field, ultimately all he had to do in this situation was to make a name for himself, to present himself as a solid alternative to the other progressive candidates. Hakeem Jeffries is incredibly popular in his district, and you have to win your district. This is a congressional race. Hakeem Jeffries' approval rating is 75% or some in his own district. A lot of you don't understand that. A lot of you don't realize that. Also, Zoran had a much longer commitment. Zoran Mamdani had a much longer history and a much longer commitment to the DSA, the New York DSA infrastructure, than Chiose had. This is devoid of the experiences New York City DSA comrades have had with Chi over the years, and devoid of the real debates New York City DSA comrades have had over Chi's endorsement vote. I know the debates, okay? I know more than I'm letting out, all right? Calm down. Ugh, one of my least favorite things. In theory, I do love the caucus structure of the DSA because it's infinitely more democratic, but in practice it annoys me and I become a Stalinist. It's good to keep things, it's good to keep internal divisions internal, okay? It's fine if you're going to constantly engage in critique and constantly engage in, it's not drama. It's a reality.
We're stopping it here. That's all, folks. Please like, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, of course they do.
Save recent gameplay.
But I
Full
hate when that
video.
comes out, okay? Just keep it to yourself.